Good evening, everyone. Welcome to IQI Canada Evening Talk. I hope you guys had a great weekend. A happy Easter to everyone. Uh, Today, Junaid and I will be talking about the Juwai IQI platform and what are the benefits and perks of joining Juwai IQ and IQI Canada. How are you doing, Junaid?
I'm great, Yusuf. Good evening, everyone, and happy Easter. I hope everybody is having a great time, had a great weekend. Weather getting much better in Canada and across the globe. Though please stay safe with a lot of COVID cases going up. So I'm sure everybody is following the protocols and precautions.
Yes, I'm glad you mentioned that, Junaid. As starting from Saturday, we are back into gray zone because of a number of cases going up. So hopefully, till we get the vaccinations and things going on, we just hope that everybody stays safe. Make sure that you're wearing your mask. Hand sanitizing. Today, I heard the news, but the schools are closing up as well, right?
Yeah, I think they're closing for a week because the next week is again going to be a break. So I think they thought that let's not take a risk and opening for a week. So it's good that they close it. Anyway, education is continuing with the online study as we are doing a lot of stuff online from home. So there's no gap in study. It's online, I guess. So I think this and that's the future, right? Because today, interestingly, we're going to talk about Juwai IQI and Juwai IQI, the perks of Juwai. One of the biggest perk of Juwai IQI is the global platform. I mean, traditionally, as you know, the real estate brokerage is purely 100% dependent on the real estate agents. But we, as in Juwai IQI, has a distinction of unique platform which has got not only 16,000 agents in 17 countries, but we also have a uniquely positioned online platform called Juwai, which is a Chinese word and it's focused on China, but we're expanding across different part of the countries, different part of the world with the English version.
So Juwai.com, as you mentioned, and Juwai.asia, which is the English version of it. So what it basically means is, home away from home, for investors who's looking to look for opportunities outside on that. Now, let's see who's joined us. Hey, hi, Chen. Good to see you, man. All the way from Malaysia. Appreciate it, man. You know what? It's amazing to see that how we have people joining us from different parts of the world. That's Akhtar. Hey, Akhtar. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you as well. So coming back to the Juwai.com and the Juwai.asia, this platform, which has an active user of 6.6 million active users going on here. And again, it's for high net worth individuals who are looking to invest outside. Interestingly, some of the stats, the top four countries for the Asian investors, Thailand, Australia. Number three is usually Canada or US. In between the two of them, it's always a tight thing, tight competition there. Yeah, so with this Juwai IQI platform, what it has created is that, uh, Juwai.com, as you said, relating to technology, IQI related to property. With this merger of Juwai IQI, we have become a prop tech company. You know,
Yes, and I think it's also important to understand that pre-COVID, a lot of things used to happen offline, like, for example, schooling, right? For example, e-commerce. Let's take a schooling, for example. Everything was the kids used to go to school. With the COVID, a lot of transition happened through online teaching.
yep.
A lot of people now buying stuff online. Sitting in a right now, I'm sitting on my home, on my dining table, on my reading table, and using my laptop to buy anything I want to buy, and it will be delivered onto my doorstep. So I think the real estate is going to be the next segment in our society, which is transitioning towards the online, especially in the pre-construction project, right? So with Juwai IQI has already got a platform which no other real estate agency has got right now with the size and the quantum and the number of users visiting us. Of course, we started with China, but we are growing across different parts of the world. more focus on Canada, as we are in Canada right now, and we are working with IQI Canada. We will be coming up with a solution which will be allows the developers to sell their project online, and this is something I don't think so anybody has even thought about it. We already have a platform. We just have to make sure that is is cater for the specific Canadian requirement. And that's why we say we are the fastest growing online technology platform coupled with the real estate brokerage firm. And I think the numbers speak for itself. So why don't you share the numbers of Q1 2020, not only globally, but also for Canada?
Well, you know what? It's been, even for 2020, when most of the businesses or most of the organizations were having with the pandemic, the effect was worse. The Juwai IQI global team, we have seen a very good increase in 2020 and 2021. It's really amazing when we just talk about the quarter one growth for just for the IQI Canada. We have seen over 800% of growth, and globally, including the head office, we are seeing an increase of 200% growth, since last year. So that tells you the power of the platform, which has been created. And coming back to the technology part, Jeanette, if you remember it, last year, when pandemic happened, it took us 24 hours to go switch to our online trainings on that. And by that time, when we talk about the platform, I wanted to bring in the culture as well. For that lockdown time period of almost like 30, 60 days, when nobody knew what's going to happen, you know, Juwai IQI Malaysia came up with an everyday training program. Imagine every day there was a show going on. Every day, we had people who were talking about different things, and we continued doing our sales throughout. We did not stop a single day on that. That shows the Juwai IQI, strong platform. And we talk about the culture. One of the things is very important, Junaid. Anywhere you're working, you got to have the right mindset, the right people, the right culture to work into it. Because if you are not motivated with that culture, you're not motivated on that, you will never be able to do that. I always say that as a real estate agent, I have been through that journey where you are left alone. There is no support, there's no systems in place. And that's one thing which we have very consciously created in making sure that we have a culture, in supporting our team members, as we call ourselves as a Juwai IQI family members, and what does family does for each other is support.
And I think it's as you said about culture. Culture it begins with the leadership, right? The top leadership. And I think the we as an IQA Canada, we are going to showcase that leadership. I think we have some a program coming up which is going to be open for all the real estate agents. Right? Why don't you tell us about that before we move to the next topic of today's
Absolutely.
show?
So we have a global leaders conference which we have planned for this coming Thursday. It's going to be 9 p.m. where we'll have our July IQI directors. We'll be featuring July IQI directors. If you want to be a part and be a part of this plan, contact us. You can do it's strictly by invitation, Jeanette. It's going to be a Zoom invite. It's not going to be live. So if you want to see that how Juwai IQI platform has changed many lives and how they will continue doing it also for Canada, you want to be a part of this event. So that's going to happen on Thursday uh, at 9 p.m. To get the information on that, to get the Zoom link, please feel free to contact us at the numbers given below. You could either send us a WhatsApp, text, or the best thing is just send us an email at info@iqicanada.com.
So it's Thursday, 8th of April, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to get an RSVP, please follow the IQA Canada page. You will see the number and the details, how to get an invite. It will be through Zoom. So please make sure to connect with us, and we're happy to share the invite. The reason is important for you to know because uh, it allows you to get to know better who the IQI is, not only from the Canadian perspective, but also the global perspective. Now, we talk about the platform, we talk about the culture, and we talk about the leadership, which we're going to talk more about because the culture begins with them. And we have an excellent leadership team, which not based in globally. They look after the business, and it's not an easy thing to do, as you know. And a culture also driven from the fact the motivation of the team, and the motivation also one of the factors that drive the motivation is the remuneration. What I know, and I will share
Please.
a few details with the on the remuneration part is that with any other agency or any other brokerages, if you talk about Canada, is that a lot of different franchise, different model, and different. But we as an IQI has taken a pride to share maximum commission with the agents, right? It allows them to earn as much as there's no ceiling, there's no limits, there's no targets. Is like you're working for yourself. Even if you are sitting with a brokerage, you're working for yourself. So that's the best part is that even after you assign to the brokerage, you have to assign with the brokerage as a legal process of DQ defined by DQ and PREP. But in terms of remuneration, you're working for yourself. There's no limits to anything. It's up to you how high you want to fly.
Absolutely, Junaid. Now, the one thing which we have always kept in mind in terms of remuneration globally, and we have seen is that we believe in one thing that if an agent grows, we grow with an agent on that. So that's the motive, a motive which we have. We just don't want to be one of those agencies where we're just not looking after the interest of our agents on that. Now, based on the remuneration, as you said, with the splits of keeping more than 95%, and when I say more than 95%, you know what I mean, in terms of the passive income model which we have created, which is an amazing structure which we have created, which I would say it's like a game changer model. The reason I say it's a game changer model is that because, we have seen that there a tough time comes in when people are not able to work, and that's why we have created a passive income model. I mean, imagine I was talking to somebody today, and then we were just discussing about the different packages or different things which a brokerage would do it. And while we are going along on our show, we'll cover up those things, And I can tell you this very confidently, Junaid, we have ticked out all the boxes which would come out for an agent.
Thank you, Yusuf. I think we will talk more about more detailed, in-depth analysis of our remuneration package and how we are catered to all type of different personalities and different agents because some agents are good in selling, some are good in buying, some are good in commercial, and some are good just doing hiring. So we cater for every type of personalities and audience, and especially in the real estate community. The third aspect is the lead generation. And today
Before
we are
before
going
we
to
go that, let's say hi to Kashif. Hey Kashif, hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining.
Hey Kashif, how are you doing? Kashif is our group CEO, and we'll talk about the culture just now. And I think the Kashif is the one who has been leading this excellent organization, which allows them to have that sort of a culture across 17,000 agents is not easy. I think,
I,
I mean,
I mean, imagine, Junaid, with five people going to 16,000 agents. That shows the leadership which is behind the Juwai IQI platform, and to the extent that they are into everything. Literally, when I say a click button away, send up a WhatsApp message and you get a response right away on that.
especially when dealing with the time zone from
Yes.
Canada to China, it's like a 12 to 14 hours difference, and they're always awake. It's like they never sleeps. So that's where the culture comes. And I think we are going to talk about culture more. I think as part of our evening talk that we discussed a lot before, that we're going to bring and the leadership team. And one of the opportunities for people to join and listen to the leadership team is this Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern time, on April 8th,
Eight.
if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
that's
And
right.
and please send us a message. Follow IQI Canada Facebook page that you will see how to connect us, and we can provide you the specific Zoom invite because only for invitation. Now, coming back to the today's topic is the lead generation, because any real estate or any sales process, lead generation is very important. And why we say it's important because that's where how the sales starts. And a lot of time, a lot of especially in Canada, where most of the realtors are working through their own lead generation process. and that's fine. You can continue doing your own legislation process. You have family and friends. You have connection, networking. You can do your own legislation, but at the end of the day, you will exhaust those needs at certain point in time, and that's why IQI as Canada, globally, and Canada has created a lead generation machinery, which is backed up by hundreds of people who are dedicated to our social media team. Thanks to them, um, supported by a global team, we have worked something specifically for Canadian market. And I think for Canada specifically, Yousaf has been leading that initiative, working with the global team, working with our Canadian marketing specialists and the operations team. So, Yusuf, why don't you tell us how did it started to begin? I just want to take a step back and go back. How did it started and why did you start with that process?
So, Junaid said, lead generation is something which is the necessity for any of the agents, who want to be in business. So, one thing which we did was that, we went back as you know, we have a very strong social media team, an IT team in our head office, Malaysia. We have over 200 dedicated, admin and accounts, finance and social media team working on it. So it took us some time before we came up with this system, and I must say that it was a very different trials. Heads up to our social media team, especially Norid and the team. Who is our digital marketing manager. We spend a lot of time in looking at what are the various options of generating these leads and how can we come up in optimizing these leads as well. Because as you know, one of the most important thing is that people will give you leads, but are these verified leads or not? That's very important. Are these dead leads? Somebody has just hit something, you're going to call them up and then you ask them. And again, it's not me saying, we listened to a lot of things. We did a lot of research, as you know, Junaid, before we come up with any system. There's a lot of time and effort and thinking, and different options are carried out before we come up with a system on that. Now, based on that, when we were looking for our lead generation, we said, we tried so many things. And then after a certain time of almost, I would say that, of year and a half or 2 years of trying it, we came up with this very, very successful lead generation system. Now, with this lead generation system, which we have got, we are providing verified leads. Now, verified leads, it's very important, Junaid, because a verified lead means you have already done 50% of, or I would say 70%, 80% job has been done, because while you're talking to the agents, agents are calling up the prospects. They know that they will be expecting a call on that. So that is one aspect where we spend a lot of time in doing that. And I think that a
Yusuf,
lot of people have joined us.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think so the Kashif, of course, joined earlier and he is there. And then we have a couple of people from Malaysia. Um, Yusuf, I think you know them.
Yeah.
So why don't you say hello to them?
Sure, I will. So I'm going to say hi to Gam, hi to Masni, of course, hi to Bob. Bob,
Yeah,
you guys rock as well. Amazing Mandarin and Cantonese programs going on right now. Anybody who wants to join our Mandarin Cantonese program every Friday and Sunday, and definitely a hi to Race as well.
yeah. So thank you guys for joining us and continue to following us. So going back to the point you raised about the lead generation, I think it's important for us and for us to explain and for people those who are watching to understand is that you can have your own lead, but I think there are millions of people who are looking to do or invest or buy or sell property at certain point in time, and and everybody on social media, right? Why our lead is important because you as an agent may not be able to access those people, but IQI with a lot of back and forth, a lot of evolution of the process of lead generation, it allowed us to bring those people on the forefront. And our team sitting in an IQA Canada office are doing those initial calls. It's not that somebody click our ad because you know the Facebook can give you 10,000 leads in one day, but we don't know what the leads are, who these guys are.
Yeah.
There are we need to validate those leads. So our team, and it's an excellent team we have built. And thank you for all those people who are sitting on the background, not coming in for me and you coming on Facebook Live, showing our face. But I think it's very important to
It's a team
recognize that.
effort, right? It's a
Yeah.
team effort. We always say that. Yes.
So those people, those marketing specialists who are calling the specific each and every leads we generate, taking the notes, understanding what specifically they're looking for, what sort of budget they're looking for, what sort of property they're looking for, what sort of city and area they're looking for, and specifically then they take that information, and that's where that lead becomes more valuable than having any name being provided to you or to any other agent by any other realtor.
So what I want to add here, Junaid, is that because the good thing is that the follow up, as we were looking at anything, in any business, it's a lot of follow up which is required in looking after the lead. So that's one thing where IQI Canada, with the business back office and a wonderful admin support, I must say that we're keeping track of all the leads and at the same time making sure there's a follow which is being done on that. Plus, we have a CRM as well, which can track the leads. You can be, when you're part of the IQI Canada team, you have access to their CRM. You can update the status on it. You will get, as you said about the notes, the notes which are being made while making these calls is on our CRM. So imagine you log onto your account, you look at, oh, this is what the lead is looking at right now, is what the opportunity is, and boom, you make a phone call. Believe it or not, a majority of your work is already taken care of because after that, a client is talking to you, they're looking for it. I'm telling you, like, over the weekend or, over the last few days or few months, we have tons of leads getting generated on that, And, again, why? Because the system which we have created, the processes which we have gone in making sure that we are getting good, high quality leads, which get converted as well. And I must say that, congratulate you as well because you have converted, leads on that. So, and that tells you about the quality of the leads, right?
Yeah, it's amazing because of course, not every lead can be converted on day one.
Yes.
It's important to understand to have a patience and to continue working with these, and that's why the follow is also important. But before we get to that, I would like to highlight the fact that we have a system, online system, the CRM system, and we that system allows us to keep a track of things because the number of leads we generated is so many that we can't keep a track on an Excel sheet. So
Yep.
therefore, we have an online system which has got access to every agent in the IQI Canada has access to, and we allocate those leads in without any discrimination. We just don't. It's not about that. Okay, I get the best lead. No, it's being allocated without having any sort of it's just without any criteria. It's just being distributed all the agents within IQI community, within IQI Canada agent, and this allows to give us everyone an equal opportunity to work on those leads. Now, it's important to understand that when you get that lead, you have to follow up. You will continue follow up, keep in touch because the leads which comes to us may not be materialized on day one. Like, I have leads which couple of leads we closed down. They came for a purchasing, and after 6 months they end up selling the house to us, and now they want to buy again. So it's important for all of us to have patience, and we have more leads than we have agents right now. So we are always open for the new agents to join us, and that's other than the culture and the platform and the remuneration. This is one of the biggest advantage we have, that we have already have a tested and tried model of generating leads. Thanks to Yusuf and the team, global as well as the local, which allows us to get those leads, which sometimes is difficult to keep a pace with because we have more leads than we can handle.
I guess it's a good problem to have, Junaid.
Yes.
And I just want to go back to the comment with Sayed has given Khalil Zaman, is that every lead is an opportunity. Absolutely, the more opportunity, and that's what we have created more opportunities for our agents to grab those opportunities through our lead generation system.
Exactly. I think the eventually you can continue on your own leads, you continue working on leads, but it's also
Yeah.
important to have the leads from the brokerage, which is, I know there are a lot of brokerages claim they provide the leads, but what we have seen is that the validation of these is important because we don't provide the same lead to two different agents. We only provide one lead to one agent and it's specific to that agent. We don't try to provide the same lead to three different agents at the same time.
And very interestingly, you said that, Junaid, I need to mention this. Sometimes you have more than same person coming and looking at a specific, one of a specific projects or a different project on that. Even with that tracking system, we know that once a lead has been assigned to an agent, even if it comes for a second thing for something else, when they do come back to us, we make sure that lead is still assigned to the same agent on that. Plus, at the back end of it, after even assigning the leads, there is another system which follows up in making sure that these leads are contacted.
Perfect.
So now, as
So
you know, Jeanette, we said about the Juwai IQI platform, and again, I want to bring in a conversation which I had with somebody this earlier today afternoon who came to see me, and I was talking to the same guy, and I said, what exactly are you looking in a brokerage when you want to join a brokerage? What sort of a platform are you looking at? And we started talking. You said, okay, yes, compensation is the number one factor. You need to understand what kind of compensation you should be getting on that. So okay, we ticked off on the compensation part on that. Then I asked him a second question that, oh, by the way, is there any passive income model? What's happening? How can you grow up your income on that? And the person said, nope, no, there's no passive income model with us. I said, okay, no problem. Third thing I asked him about the leads. Said, well, yeah, there is some leads which are being generated, but we don't get them. Probably it goes to some of the levels on that. Okay, that's been taken care of. Cross-selling factor, Junaid. I mean, we are not a franchise. We are available in 17 countries, and we have shown that in our previous Canada Facebook live talks. We had people coming at 5 o'clock in the morning in Malaysia, in Australia, in Philippines, in Vietnam. And all these people are coming and talking 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, coming and talking to us on that. Why would they do that? They would do it because of the Juwai IQI platform and the culture which we have created for them. One phone call away, one click away, they're there. So it gives you an immense opportunity of doing a cross-selling between us. Plus, on top of that, the Juwai IQI platform, the Atlas platform, the technology, it's like amazing. Every week there is an upgrade that happens to our Atlas. There is some added feature which has been added up. When we talk about the customization of the pages, and yesterday we had a conversation on one of the meetings we had last night. We were talking about that how on your IQ Atlas profile you can add up your YouTube channel on it, so that people can
So
look
I
at the
think
videos on
just
that.
for the benefit of the audience, Atlas is the name of our online application, which is run not only on the telephone through mobile but also to the desktop, and it allows us all the agents within IQI world across wherever you are to connect to each other, to share knowledge, share the project details, and also to be able to track your sales, own sales, and your team sales, your all lead generation, everything else. So I think there are a number of other reasons to join IKEA. One of them is training. I don't know how many other reasons we have to talk about. There's always a challenge for us to squeeze all those discussion within the same evening talk because we try to make some to keep it within half an hour. So I think we're going to talk about more about those reasons and benefits and features of why Juwai IQI. Because we are the fastest growing platform. Not alone in Canada, our Q1 sales has got 800% growth over last year. Our global sales has seen more than 200% growth over last year. It's Q1 2020. Not only in terms of sales, but also in terms of number of agents who joined. I think last year we had until 2019 we had around 10,000. I think less than
Yep,
10,000
yep,
agents. Now we have 17,000 agents, which is
that's right.
I believe is the fastest growing real estate brokerage from with the online platform across globe. We look at any metric you think. I think having at that note, we have a lot to talk about, but please keep tuned to the our IQI Facebook Live program every evening. We are going to continue to share the knowledge and the features. And if you have any specific question, please feel free to call us. We're happy to talk and discuss further.
Absolutely, Junaid. Thank you very much for that. Now, anybody, again, coming back to the event which we have coming up this Thursday, which is going to be 8th of April at 9 p.m. It is strictly by invitation, on Zoom Invite. Feel free to contact us. You want to know about the Juwai IQI vision. You want to know, you want to hear from our directors that how, a team of 5 people got converted to, 16, 17,000 agents, 17 countries and still growing. One single shot, we had 1,333 agents joined IQI Malaysia. You imagine that, there was the Zoom crash. They couldn't take more than 1,000 people on that. So with this note, please follow us on our Facebook programs. We really appreciate you guys are really liking our talk shows. We really appreciate that. And take care of yourself and talk to you guys soon. Bye
Good
bye.
night, guys. Good night. Bye bye.